All right, man. So we're here. Happy 420 to all the people that smoke the plants. Happy birthday to one of my closest people in my life. Also, have a good 30-second birthday, man. You deserve everything that you're being given, and I'm really happy where your life is headed, bro. But we're here to talk about Brighton versus Chelsea, which takes place tomorrow. I mean, I don't know if any Chelsea fans are really up for any of these games anymore, mainly because like the season's cooked and the way it's going, Chelsea are going to finish somewhere near that mid-table position, and it's not going to be a pretty sight at the end of the season. There's a lot of stuff that's come out over the past 48 hours since Chelsea lost to Manchester United 1-0. Liam Rosenior, the main PR guy for the club, you know, the puppet of Chelsea right now, the puppet of Blue Co, you know, just just seems to be gaslighting the entire fan base at this point, man. I mean, he's well aware of what's going on. He's well aware of how bad this team is, and he's well aware that these players have lost a lot of respect for him. I mean, he wants to come out and say that players, after the videos circulating of Enzo Fernandez walking by him, Wesley Fofana walking by him, and just the mannerisms of the players since Liam Rosenior has come in, like he keeps saying that the camera keeps cutting away from the actual shit that happened, and it's like, my man, these players don't respect you. We're not going to disregard the fact that we are seeing the body language of these players and their receptiveness towards you, and it's just not there. So you can go out in the media and say all, and like I'll even pull up the clip for you guys right now because it's absolutely despicable, right? It's right here, man. It's like this is the kind of shit I'm talking about, guys. Right? Let me go ahead and restart this. Listen to what he says here. So he, there's a few things here that we need to touch on, bro. Like I didn't show the video, but I played the audio for you guys. Um, it's insane. It's insane work, bro. It's insane work. So he's saying that the optics of what we're seeing aren't true, bro. The optics of what we're seeing is that this team isn't playing for you, man. There's no structure. There's no belief. Players are walking past you, and then you want to say that the cameras are cutting. No, honestly, man, we've seen these reactions before with the full camera view of what's going on. And they're on the bench, pissed off, upset. Why? Because you don't know what you're doing out there. And these players just look lost. Like at the end of the day, Liam Rosenior is not going to be the manager next season. And at the end of the day, he can say as much as he wants. Chelsea are going to continue to lose games as long as he is the manager. And as long as Blue Co is still here, Chelsea are going to lose out the remainder of the games this season. The only game that I can see them winning is Spurs. But even then, like we're so bad at home that Spurs may come to the bridge and actually do something. And they never win at the bridge, right? So again, Liam Rosenior saying all these things before and after a game is ridiculous, dude. Like nobody believes you. The fans don't trust you. The fans do not have you on side. I mean, when you're getting chance for former owners and former managers, I mean, it's already enough. At least the Chelsea fans had a chant for Enzo Maresca. They don't have a chant for Liam Rosenior. If anything, the chants for Liam Rosenior are vicious and diabolical. Hopefully not racist, but just vicious and diabolical, bro. Because he's not proven his worth. He absolutely isn't. So let me go ahead and actually pop over. Let me show this instead, actually. You know, there's a few things from JNR I want to go over as well. Look how he walks into the press conference smiling. How are you walking in there smiling after 4 straight league defeats, bro? He almost looks like he's just nervous, bro. Like, look at him.
Good afternoon.
It looks like a man that's just taking a piss, bro. Honestly, it just looks like a person that is taking a fucking piss, man. So, Liam Senior, at the end of the day, bro, the job is too big for him. It's worse than when Graham Potter was here, and this is the worst manager in the past 25 years for us. It really, really is. And we've had managers here that we don't like. Rafa Benitez, AVB. Like, we've had players. I mean, not players. We've had managers that we just don't like. But at the end of the day, they still had the required players in that squad to go get results. Even if they are some of the worst managers out there, even if they're managers that we didn't like as a fan base, they still went out there and got some type of results. Liam Rossini is not doing that. And I think it's time to stop fucking around. And I saw something yesterday about there's a certain manager out there that doesn't want to re-sign at his current club. We need to go after him if he's available. But I'm not going to say who it is because I'm not trying to create weird speculation that it may not even be true. It could just be PR, but it's what I saw yesterday, right? There's another thing here I wanted to touch on. Here it is. John Obi Mikel spoke, right? A guy that at times doesn't necessarily get it right, but in this instance, I think he's.
When you look at the football club right now, from top to bottom, nothing seems to be going well. Absolutely nothing seems to be going well. Where is again? What is the objective? Where are we looking at? The worst thing you can do as a football club is to accept, and be like, okay, we accept this is where we are right now. This is who we're becoming. I think that's the worst mistake you can make. It's not okay. It's not fine. Chelsea Football Club is not that club. This is a football club that's been built as a machine to win, to keep winning, to keep being successful. And in the past few years, the acceptance of becoming this yo-yo football club is what is happening right now. And last week we talked about it. From top to bottom. The top, obviously, the owners. Trickles down to the manager, to the players. If it's not working at the top, people at the top are not there for the right reasons. The people at the top doesn't give a shit whether the team wins or whatever. What they care about is something else. Then it's becoming a different football club. And when you look at the statement that the football club, the owners, when you look at your owners come out and make a statement like that,
I've got it here.
Saying, we think
he has every attribute to be successful here.
Yeah.
He goes on, this is Bidad Iqbali. Of course, it's a results business, but we think he can be successful long term. A lot of thinking in there.
A lot of thinking in there. They were not sure. They are still not sure.
These owners don't know how to appoint the right manager. They struck gold with Enzo Maresca, right? They had an elite manager in Thomas Tuchel when they first walked in. How you're able to fumble those two managers, and you can even throw Pochettino in there if you really want to, because he spoke out at the end of the 23-24 season, and Chelsea went on that crazy run to at least get top 6. These owners don't know how to appoint elite managers because elite managers are going to want say at board level on what players come in and out, right? For the life of me, if Mikel Arteta, a guy that's only won the FA Cup, and that was going on 6 years ago now, if he's able to have control of players coming in, and Enzo Maresca, a guy that won 2 pieces of silverware in his first season in the Premier League, at a top flight club, Why can't he get any kind of say in what players come in and out? But a manager like a Mikel Arteta can. What has he done? Get second. Now it's looking like 4 straight seasons and only have a Community Shield and an FA Cup to show for it. Yeah, bro.
And right now, what message are you sending to the players? What message are you sending to the fans?
The message you're sending to the players and the fans is a giant fuck you, bro. That's exactly what they're doing.
To the people who absolutely love the football club, when you make decisions like that, we're not sure if he's going to be there next season. The statement is an absolute shambles. Again, it comes down to ownership, management. And that is where this football club is going right now. I am absolutely heartbroken as a Chelsea player, as a fan right now that I am. Somebody who shed blood and tears for the football club.
Yeah.
Somebody but absolutely was there when we absolutely dominated, won everything.
And he's the one guy, man. He's one of the few people that have like the platform right now that are just expressing how he feels about the club. He played for the club, man. Won the Champions League with us, bro. Won the Premier League with us, man. Won the FA Cup with us. Won the Carabao Cup, like won the League Cup with us, bro. I mean, the guy is a winner. And for somebody that played at the club to come out and is speaking out as passionately as he is, we all know the owners are listening to everything now, right? And now you even have former players, Mason Mount, bro, liking posts about the protest. Mason Mount, a guy that was shushing the Stamford Bridge crowd on Saturday, then turns around and is liking posts related to the Chelsea protest because he still cares about the club deep down. In my core, I don't think Mason Mount really wanted to leave, but there was a difference in what they wanted on the contract, and it is what it is. Now he's at Manchester United. Now Man United are sitting 10 points above Chelsea. He's in the Champions League club now. You know, all this shit talking about did Mason Mount make the right move going to Manchester United because Man United finished 15th last season, and then the season before that they weren't that great. I just think that when you have former players speak or like interacting with posts like this, and you got club legends like Drogba liking posts about the fan protests, you got John Obi Mikel speaking out, John Terry's coming out, even Frank Lampard has hinted at that. It's just sad to see where Chelsea is right now, right? Like at the end of the day, look, Drogba liked the post, man. I mean, people are still saying fuck Mason Mount. I don't have anything against Mason Mount. I just hate that he went to Man United. And like, I feel the same way about Kai Havertz. I don't hate Kai Havertz. They were part of the Champions League winning team in 2021. I got nothing against them. But they probably saw the signs and they got up out of there. And that's exactly what they did. And now Kai Havertz is in line to win the Premier League, but are Arsenal going to get it over the line? At this point, I don't think so. Right? So former players liking these things, man. I mean, it's just more of a message to this ownership, bro. You got to get your shit together. You got to change it. If you're not going to sell, you got to change it. Like you really, really do. And then yesterday, I was speaking on Cole Palmer and how we need to drop this man, right? And I think some people are actually hearing me on this, right? Chelsea tried too hard to make Cole Palmer return to form and play everything through him. It's not worked. He needs to be dropped. We would look a better team without him right now, and the stats back it up. Now, I'm not really much of a stat guy, but the numbers don't lie also. I go off the eye test, and like off the eye test, I was already saying this before we take a look at the stats. He has not looked good, right? This is what we're looking at here, bro. In 19 games was Cole Palmer this season in the Premier League. 5 wins, 1.4 goals per game, 1.2 points, 1.2 points per game, right? 13 games without him, we won 8. We scored over 2 goals a game, and we got 2 points a game. So we're just about winning these games, but we may draw them, right? Now he's been injured for the first half of the season. He was fighting injuries, right? But it's April 20th, and he came back in mid-January, I believe. We're going on 3 months of him being back, and he hasn't scored in his last 7 Premier League games. He hasn't scored really a goal since, I believe it was the hat trick against Wolves. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, this is what I'm saying here. Or maybe it was the goal against Aston Villa where they won 4-1. That was his last league goal out, I believe. Or his last goal, period. He hasn't been good. And I've been saying this, and I'm glad this guy right here is actually saying something about it more and more. Like, Cole Palmer needs to be dropped. Like, he absolutely needs to be dropped. Like, if his head is shifted towards the World Cup and focusing on making the England squad, my brother, you got to be playing better than this. Chelsea's season is in the mud, but at least you can go out there and put in some type of somewhat a respectable performance. Your performances have not been good. You have moments in the game, but the overall performance just isn't good. I heard in the commentary that Cole Palmer is somewhat getting back to his best. What game are you watching, bro? Like, what game are you watching? Now, could he have drawn a penalty in the game against Man United? I think the foul was outside the box, and it should have been called a foul. But even then, he's playing in moments. He's not playing consistent. And that's something that we need to have a major conversation about. Like, is he just mentally shy, or what? Like, I don't understand like the issue with Palmer right now. The team isn't playing well. I know that for a fact, but usually great players, usually good players of quality can find a 90-minute performance from somewhere. And even if you lose the game, at least you put in the performance. Like I said about Enzo Fernandez, I felt like played a really good game against Manchester United, but the rest of the team just looked off. Right? How is a guy who's been suspended for 2 games able to put in a pretty good performance, but the rest of the team just looks horrendous? Right? Robert Sanchez just has no confidence, bro. Moises Caicedo has significantly dropped off. Yeah, he got the new contract extension, sure, but he hasn't played well. Cole Palmer, like I've been saying, is just a shell of himself right now. But I guarantee when we get to the World Cup, we'll see the best version of Cole Palmer. You know, Garnacho has not panned out, and Alejandro Garnacho has been an absolute disgrace. His last league goal, was in October, and we lost that game. Right? Just some of the shit that is going on here, bro, is crazy. Pedro Neto is supposed to be one of the more experienced players in the squad, playing anything but that. Right? I mean, I can go on and on and on about the players here, but at the end of the day, the fish rots from the head down, right? It starts at the top. And the ownership, everything that they're doing is trickling down to these players, bro. And you're seeing the mannerisms, you're seeing the demeanor on the pitch, and you're even seeing some just ridiculous petulance from Liam Senior, bro. You're just looking confused on the touchline. You're scratching your head, you're smirking, you're almost laughing because you know your team is getting torn apart every single game, bro. Because you don't have the tactical structure or the tactical discipline to be a manager in the Premier League. This team finished 4th last season, bro. And we're 6 points above 14th? Like I keep saying, if Enzo Maresca is the manager of this football club right now, we're not sitting 6th for 1, and 2, we're not playing this bad. We are not this bad. Now, could there be added quality to this team? Absolutely. This is what Enzo Maresca was asking for before the start of the season. But now you want to start saying in the media, oh, well, this summer is going to be different. We're going to go out here and go get the proven Premier League experienced players. We will believe it when we see it. But as of right now, we're going into next season with the current squad that we have, because you're just going to bring players back in from loan. You're going to bring back Nicholas Jackson, which I'm here for. And we're going to be in the same position. The only difference is, like, from 3 years ago, like I said yesterday in my stream, is that we're in 6th, but we're 6 points above 14th. We finished 12th that season. That's our worst finish in the Premier League ever. We're on course to finish worse. If Chelsea don't pick up points anywhere, they're going to finish 13th to 14th because the teams below them are going to catch up. And for fuck's sake, even Leeds United are playing well enough to honestly make a case to get at least 13th, 12th, or 13th. And they're sitting, what, 16th, 15th, or 16th right now? Like, it's ridiculous, dude. We're in relegation form. And I keep saying this, the only reason why we're not where Tottenham is right now is because we had a better start to the season. But since February, we've been near the bottom of the, I think we're at the bottom of the table, bro. We're near that. The only team that haven't picked up more points is Spurs. And Spurs haven't won a Premier League game in 2026. I think we've only won what? We beat Brentford, we beat West Ham, and we beat Aston Villa. I think those are the only 3 Premier League wins we have in this calendar year. And in totality, I think we only have what? We beat Paphos, we beat Napoli, we beat West Ham, we beat Brentford, we beat, I guess you can throw Port Vale in there, Aston Villa. So what is that, like 6-7 wins in 2026? And we played how many games? Like 18, 19? It's outrageous, bro. It's unacceptable for a club of this stature and this size. But you reap what you sow. When you sign young players and you don't bring in experience to add to those young players, yeah, man, you're going to be sitting mid-table for the next 5 to 6 years, bro. And you're going to be fighting relegation at least 2 of those years. And next year, they could be fighting relegation if they don't get their shit together because the rest of the Premier League is catching up, man. The supposed Big Six argument, I think, needs to be thrown out the window because I don't believe there is a Big Six anymore. I believe that the Premier League is really starting to catch up in quality, and players just want to come to the Premier League because it's the best league in the world, and you're going to improve yourself. I'm not saying the Bundesliga, or La Liga, or any of these leagues are crap because they're not. But the Premier League is probably the most intense, fast-paced, and most physical league in the world for a reason. But this team is going to find itself in a relegation battle next season if they don't figure it out over the summer because they're not getting into Europe. Chelsea will go into next season with no European football unless they win the FA Cup and they sneak into the Europa League that way. But even then, it's like they're not going to, I don't think they're going to beat Leeds. I think Leeds are going to beat us at Wembley. As of right now, based off current form, we're going to lose to Leeds next Sunday. So you can't make this shit up, bro. You really can't make this up, man. But it's like I said, like the stats with Cole Palmer don't lie, bro. Numbers don't lie. I like the eye test more, and I was saying this before people started pulling up stats, bro. Like Cole Palmer hasn't been good. And I think the conversation does need to be had about dropping him. For how many games, maybe you just drop him versus Brighton. Just to send a message like, bro, you got to pick it up. But the rest of the team has to pick it up too. You can't drop all 11 players. But if you want to send a real message, you drop your star man. And you see what the team does without him. And clearly without him in the Premier League this season, we've been a little bit better. Without him, not just a little bit better, significantly better. Now, is that all down to the players feeling more comfortable with him on the pitch, or is it that he was fighting or that he's fighting injuries all season? I believe he's still dealing with something, but I believe mentally he's shot, and I believe he's more focused on trying to get into the England squad for the World Cup, which he's going to be in, but your play has to improve, bro. Like it really does. You need to wake up, man. It's as simple as that. That's all I can really say on that is like he needs to wake up. Chelsea's goal drought since the 13th of March in the Premier League. We're at the bottom, bro. Wolves even have more goals than us. Crystal Palace have more. Burnley have more. Teams that don't generally score have more goals than us. Even Tottenham have more goals than us, bro. It's despicable, dude. 67 shots, no goals. Oh, yeah, I saw this too. This was after they conceded against Manchester United. The Chelsea players are looking at him like, why didn't you track your man, bro? Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez, Mark Cucurella as well. Caicedo, all looking at him like, what the fuck is that, bro? Why aren't you tracking your man? He's in that moment, he's on the right-hand side, and Matthias Cunha is the player you're supposed to be defending in that situation. Why are you just standing there? Why are you just jogging back? Wesley Fofana did the same thing. I think it was against Newcastle, where Reece James, in my opinion, that's where he ruptured his hamstring. Like it's despicable, bro. Everybody is tired with Garnacho. They took too long to admit he is shit. I mean, a lot of Chelsea fans had a feeling, bro. Rosinha says he's very aligned with Bad Dad Igbali. Yeah, bro. Chelsea are currently closer to 14th place in the Premier League than they are 5th. Yeah, I just said that right now. Nicholas sources say Nico Jackson is warming to the idea of a Chelsea return and has been reconnecting with some of his former teammates, although Chelsea will have a big say with Omega arriving. I think you need to bring him back. The consistency we've been asking for, keep it going. More protest plan, not a Project TFC. Blueco can't restrict anti-Blueco banners at away stadiums, including Wembley. Anyone attending Chelsea versus Leeds at Wembley, take their banners and flags. The world's media will be watching. This will hurt them just like Saturday's protested. Yeah, that's why I keep saying, bro, the more we do this kind of stuff right here, where you have the Blueco out flags, where you have the banners, where you have the chants at away grounds, and everybody is going to be watching the FA Cup semifinals, right? Chelsea play on that Sunday. That game, the fans got to be in full throw, bro. And like, I'm gonna be real. I know there's a rivalry between Leeds and Chelsea, but even if the Leeds fans were to just say some anti-Blueco chants, bro, it would send a bigger message. But we'll see what happens. Unnecessary buys from this regime so far: Alejandro Garnacho, Dario Sugo, Romeo Lavia, Giovanni Quenda, João Felix, and Liam Delap. I want to hold my reservations on Quenda, if I'm being real. And even João Felix to an extent, because, you know, with the way that Cole Palmer is playing, I feel like João Felix could have honestly been a good option to turn to if Cole Palmer is not playing well. Especially if you have João Pedro up top. João Felix would have been a perfect number 10 as another option if Cole Palmer's not playing well. But we decided to sell him. That's what I would have done. After seeing this, like the way that Cole Palmer is playing, I mean, you can make the case that João Felix could be that number 10 that is the second option. But João Felix is actually a really good player. So he's not looking to be a second option. I mean, he could have also been an option on like the left wing, really. But instead, we're signing Garnacho. We're signing Gittins. When realistically, you do have like João Felix who can play on the left wing, who can play as a false 9, and can also play as that attacking 10, right? As that attacking midfielder. But we go ahead and we sell him, and I saw something a few months ago where it said like it's a 2-year loan. Like surely that isn't true. Romeo Lavia, he's just been fighting injuries, bro. But when he's out there, he's a solid midfielder. But at the end of the day, you paid about 50 to 60 million for him. Yeah, I mean, people are going to think it's a waste of money with the amount of injuries he's had. And we bought him we got him while he was injured at Southampton. You should have saw the signs there. Same with Wes. You should honestly throw him in there too. Cole Palmer was seen shouting at Alejandro Garnacho after the United goal. Because he doesn't track the runner, bro. Like he allows Bruno Fernandes, dude. Oh no, I'm thinking of like the wrong moment here. I said that Pedro Neto is supposed to be the one marking Matthias Cunha, and he didn't track his running here. Look at this. He just like people are getting on Garnacho, but I get on Garnacho for this reason. He should not be beating two players. You and Cucurella. It's particularly Garnacho. You got to be better there, bro. You can't allow Bruno Fernandes to drive past you. He doesn't have the pace to do that, and you allow him to do that. Pedro Neto here, right? You really look at his positioning. He almost stops. If you're marking Matthias Cunha in that position, you got to throw your body out there, bro. You got to try to find a way to throw him off. Like it's in this moment when he's making the dash, you got to follow him, and he doesn't. He just watches him. So Pedro Neto not tracking Matthias Cunha and Alejandro Garnacho allowing Bruno Fernandes to just get past you so easily, and he's not even a guy that's known for his pace. It's insane, dude. Oh yeah, we did see this yesterday. Brock Lesnar did retire yesterday. It looks like. Why are they turning off the comments again? A late call will be made on João Pedro's ahead of tomorrow's late clash with Brighton. They turned off the comments, bro? No shot. Oh, okay. I was gonna say there's no way they turned off the comments. Maybe on Instagram. The GOAT knows this is not Chelsea. Yeah. How the sporting directors still have a job is insane to me. We finished 4th last season. We finished 2 points behind Man City, and we did. We finished 5 points behind Arsenal. You think we would close the gap now and have UCL football guaranteed, but we've regrets. We actually did close the gap on Arsenal and Man City last season. But this season, we've fallen so far behind them now that it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. You go from 12th to 6th to 4th, you think you're making progress, and now we have a chance to finish 14th. I think about this moment a lot from Gittins, as well as that Wolves game. If he had a proper run and gained confidence, we might have had a proper winger. Instead, we've been forced to watch Garnacho, who has a 32% dribble completion rate. Such a shame, man. Yeah, I mean, he needs to be arrested for this run of form. Rosinha, we have to arrest this run of form. Man, you should arrest yourself and just like take yourself out of London, bro. Like extradite yourself out of London. That's what you need to do right now. Big atmosphere, even bigger upgrade. Bro, nobody cares about this right now. Erling Haaland showed appreciation for Chelsea on Snapchat. Thanks for helping us get close to Chelsea. You're welcome, bro. Garnacho trying to defend for the best left back in the world, Marc Cucurella. Man United scores from it, offers 0 going forward. Not that good when he defends. Today, Chelsea sell him, I will celebrate. It's just horrific, bro. Even if you have to put in a challenge, stop him, bro. Like, even if you have to foul him there, like stop him from putting the cross. And the guy leads the Premier League in assists for a reason. He has the quality to find anybody. Like in Matthias Cunha, like I said, like a few days ago, or even yesterday, is he's a terrorizer against Chelsea. He always finds a way, bro. When he was at Wolves, he would terrorize us because he's that good of a player. Julian Alvarez sets clear demand to Chelsea ahead of summer move. Chelsea are interested in signing Julian Alvarez from Atletico Madrid. That's not happening, bro. But the 26-year-old has made one thing clear. He wants to play as the main striker at his next club. It's not going to happen, bro. Oh, shit. Hold on. Ain't nobody trying to watch this right now, bro. Like, God, that glare just looks terrible, bro. Lemur Senior, as a coach, you have to work to the data and the process. In this moment, we need to win. In the fundamental, this is the fundamental, and what this club demands. The most important statistic is the result. Yeah, but you're not getting any results, bro. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm just checking something out real quick. Okay. All right. I just needed to respond to somebody real quick. Bournemouth making an actual upgrade, showing more ambition than us. Marco Rose is a great hire for him. It is a good hire for him. But will we go after Iriola? I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it, but Marco Rosa going to Bournemouth is actually a really good hire for them. They might finish above us too. Manchester United are going for Tchouameni and Anderson this summer. We signed Amugo and a Sugo. I might get a ticket for a Chelsea game for the first time in a year just to get a lifetime ban soon. Want to run onto the pitch and face directors after the match. Someone's got to do it. That's hilarious, bro. That's actually pretty funny. I mean, I'd be here for it. Then I can actually put a face to the guy on here that keeps on talking shit about Enzo in the way that you're doing it. Because I actually haven't seen anything since that game about Enzo from you, bro. So I'm trying to figure out if your mood has shifted a little bit. Sell Garnacho, sell Neto, sell Gittins. Esteval should be the only one who stays. Manchester United, your old club, and you produce that performance. I've seen more initiative from wingers in Sunday League than him and Neto. Dreadful. It's true.
Play like that, like, that's the worst performance I've ever seen from a winger. When he was trying to counter-attack and he just ran into the United player. I mean, what are you doing, boy?
Tripped over the ball multiple times. Every single time he had the defender isolated.
I've been saying this too about Garnacho. He's not in control of his body when he plays this sport, especially when he's dribbling. He doesn't have control of his body. He's all over the place. He's, like this guy said, dribbling into players, doing the most basic step over moves to try to get somebody. We all know he wants to cut inside on his left foot. But what do great left wingers do when they don't have the inside option? They take it down the line, right? And they can trust the ability on their weaker side to get a ball into the box or get down the line. And then if there's space in behind that defense after you beat them down the line, that's when you cut inside. Garnacho doesn't do that. Garnacho is a guy that'll dribble. And more than half the time, and it said, I think 68% of the time, he's not getting by his defender. He has a 32% dribble success rate, which means you're losing the ball when you dribble more often than not. Like almost 70% of the time, you're losing the ball when you dribble it. You're not a reliable player, bro. You're just not. This club used to have players on the left wing like Eden Hazard, bro. Willian, Pedro, right? This club has had great wingers, bro. Joe Cole, right? Like, we've had great wingers at this club. Esteval could be in that same category one day, right? He's the only guy, the only winger we have right now that is actual quality. Everyone else that we have on the wings is absolute dog shit. They're absolute dog shit, bro. And I'm just talking about the players and how they're performing. But they're absolute dog shit. It's the truth. And if people don't like me saying that, I can care less, bro. Because I'm tired of seeing poor wing play. When I played that position when I was playing the sport. And actually, I want to touch on this real quick because I saw a comment yesterday on one of my shorts, right? And I'm gonna go to the big screen for this. Go ahead and take a look here. Oh shit. Yeah, actually, let me respond to these comments right here real quick. Sorry I didn't see it right away. I was ranting. Hi, Newcastle United versus Bournemouth game. Lost the board of Newcastle. Should sack Eddie Howe. Now from a Newcastle fan. The PIF project should be with the owner Amanda Stavely and I Roman. So I'm not. I mean, I'm aware of the. I remember the Saudi takeover for Newcastle. I think that was during COVID, right? Like, you guys had like Mike Ashley as the owner, and Newcastle fans wanted him out. And the PIF, the Saudi investment fund, right? They came in. Amanda Stavely came in, and you guys, from the minute that ownership came in, you guys immediately took off and got Champions League football. You guys won the League Cup last season, right? Your first like trophy in I believe like 60 years, bro. And like that's something to really celebrate and get behind. But the fall from grace you guys have had this season is, I mean, Eddie Howe may have lost like the dressing room in the way that the Isak situation was handled. I feel like that's when a lot of the players like took a look at Eddie Howe's like, you don't really have much control as you think you do. Like if you're allowing your star man to treat you like this and treat the club like this, then like I believe that if Isak did stay, he wouldn't have broken his leg and Newcastle would be challenging for those like Champions League spots. But I don't watch a lot of Newcastle games. I can admit that because I only watch them if they play Chelsea or if they're playing against like another team in the top six. But generally, when Chelsea go to play Newcastle at St. James's Park, bro, it's never a good result for us. We went there this season and came back from 2-0 down and drew 2-2, but that was just because of the second half performance. But you think you guys should sack Eddie Howe? Who would you guys go get right now? Right? Like, who do Newcastle go and get? I think Eddie Howe is honestly a decent manager, but where do you like who do you guys go and get? I can understand if the fans are like over. You guys lost to your great rivals. You guys had the double done on you guys by your rivals, man. And that's something that they got promoted from the championship last season and they did the double on you guys. So, but there is one thing that I before I saw these comments or these comments right here, right? I wanted to touch on this comment I got on my short yesterday. So one of my shorts yesterday, I said that I didn't watch the Man City versus Arsenal game because I was taking care of stuff around the house like a responsible adult should be doing. I'm not always on social media or behind the camera like 24/7 to where, I got stuff I got to do, right? I'm a father first and I got to take care of stuff, right? What I'm getting sick and tired of, honestly, is and if there's European viewers watching or if there's international viewers watching, this is the one thing that you guys need to stop doing when it comes to judging Americans when it comes to watching football, right? I played the sport for over 20 years. I've watched the sport for over 20 years. You're not going to sit there and tell me that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Majority of the people that are typing in these comment sections on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube have never played the sport in their life, for one. And two, these are the same people that go on the Instagram clips and base performances off of that one Instagram clip. Meanwhile, I'm taking a look. If I didn't watch the game, I do my due diligence to watch the highlights at least to get an idea of how the game went. I felt like yesterday I articulated myself perfectly fine on how I viewed the Manchester City versus Arsenal game. Man City were, in my opinion, they were more dominant than Arsenal, But Arsenal had chances also to really save the game. They had chances to take the lead, honestly. They had chances to hold fort and really just get out of the Etihad with a point to at least be still in contention for like the title. But now Man City are 3 points behind with the game in hand. Yeah, bro, it's over. But to get back to that comment specifically, I think I remember the name of the person. It said the football 101 or whatever. I'm gonna be real, bro. If you're looking at that one short and you think I don't know anything, then you haven't really checked out the rest of my channel, because I have a pretty good idea of what I'm talking about here. Like, I have a pretty good idea of what's going on. And I don't even live in Europe, and I can already understand how it works. I've been in the football scene for over 20 years, bro. Like, you don't think I've seen keyboard warriors do this shit, man? Like, just saying baseless claims, baseless comments because you're going off of one interaction? Because I didn't watch the full 98-minute game between Man City versus Arsenal, because I got responsibilities I got to take care of before I even watch anything or do anything. Yeah, bro. I mean, that's something to really tell somebody, right? But again, keyboard warriors are always going to be added on here. And I'm the type, like my channel says, no filter Charles. If I see some type of stupid comments, right, on my shorts, on my videos, I will call you out for it and I will address it on stream or in a video, right? Like, don't be coming to my channel on some disrespectful shit, bro. I can take criticism, but I'm not going to take disrespect. There's a difference, right? So let's go ahead and park that conversation there. But it's just a fair warning. If you're going to come to my channel and be disrespectful, expect to be called out and made to be look like an absolute fool. Honestly, like, expect that. But to get back to what are we doing here? To get back to some other shit here regarding Chelsea before I touch on, some other things here. In my opinion, why hasn't Garnacho worked out? Because he's not good enough to be at a Big Six club. And he doesn't have the technical ability to play at a top European club right now. He just doesn't. Palmer was never the same after this tackle in the preseason. Yeah, that's a nasty challenge, bro. The more training time he has with the team, the worse we are getting. The more recent that Maresca's influence team was, the better they were. The more we've gone away from the style. I should want to view this.
The more time that he's here, the more training time that he's now having and getting, the worse it's getting. I mean, how much more obvious and apparent you want to make it? By the way, Manchester United are top of the league in the form table since Michael Carrick took over. I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? And it's also so evident that the more recent Enzo Maresca's influence was, the better the team performed. The more similar to that style we played, the better we played and the better we performed. And the further we went away from it, the further Rosinia's trying to implement his own things, which either the players are actively not doing or it's just simply not working at all. Like I say, the worse it's getting. Like, watching that game yesterday, like, it just felt there was no idea. It felt like we were just reverting to things that the players just do automatically. In the end, like, pass the ball out to Gusto or Neto, put a cross in, especially after we saw the one where Delap then managed to hit the bar with his header. First bit of useful striker movement and striker situation I've ever seen from Liam Delap at Chelsea, if I'm honest. So that was nice. Big up him.
He's not wrong.
It just felt like there was no idea as to what we do. It just felt like, okay, we build up in this shape. As soon as you get in and around the final third, do whatever you want. And then we're relying on individual brilliance that our squad doesn't possess, especially at the moment, with João Pedro injured, with Esteval getting injured during the.
I mean, now that you have João Pedro injured, Esteval's injured, Enzo Fernandez seems like he's ready to go for Brighton. It just seems like he came off with a cramp, and it's expected when you're putting in a shift like that and you haven't played in about 2 weeks. Yeah, you're gonna probably cramp up in like the 82nd, 83rd minute of the game, bro. It's expected, but he's right about a lot of those things in there. The more that the more that Liam Rossini has time to train with these players, the worse they're getting. Enzo Maresca's style was working for them because I felt like with the way that he played, he actually had the right players to use that system. He was just asking for a touch bit more quality in that team, and he probably would have taken Chelsea to that next level. The Waffle King.
There's no question about those two players' quality at this level. I just said you don't limit your ambitions. I'm not arrogant. I'm good at what I do.
Because Pedro Neto brings us so many different qualities that you need for me. He's a world-class player. He's a world-class winger. And
my dad says Rosenio, which is the way to pronounce it.
My players made a decision that they wanted to be around the ball, to respect the ball.
I'm very fortunate. Both Jorgensen and Sanchez are world-class goalkeepers with their feet.
We can still see more ice. Sorry. Sorry. That just threw me.
It's the Waffle King, bro. Talking shit to Arteta, bro. It's like, bro, this
had a meeting today with the players about washing your hands, the basics. I've said to the players, focus on winning the next game. Focus on winning the next game and winning the next game and winning the next game, and that's how you go on a run.
The music is perfect, bro.
Two goals. The Gaffer is very good. But I think
the potential for this club, for this group, is limitless, and I won't limit limitlessness. I've got no issues, no lack of trust with the two goalkeepers I have. I'm potentially a very good coach. My players are potential. Well, some of them already are world-class players.
Oh my god. I potentially might be a good coach. I might have some world-class players. I mean, this is the level of coaching we have at this club right now, man. Like Lord help us, dude. Like, we need Jesus to come into this club and save it at this point. Robert Sanchez was top of clean sheets table before Maresca left. We were top 3 highest goal scorers under Maresca early in the season. Caicedo was getting the best DM shot before Maresca left. Every player has regressed when Rossini came in, but I shouldn't blame the coach. I mean, we can blame the manager, but who brought the manager in? Who decided to get rid of Enzo Maresca? Everything starts from the top. So yeah. Like, you can blame the manager, sure, but the issues is the ownership. They brought him in. Nobody expected him to get us into the Champions League. For like the first few weeks, I was like, you know what, maybe it could work, but as it's gone on, no, it's not gonna work, bro. And you got 4 straight losses in the Premier League. For the life, I think 22-23, I think they lost their last 5 league games, bro. They're on course to probably lose the rest of their games. Chelsea have a chance to lose 9 straight games to end the season. It's crazy. Confidence is a crazy thing in this sport. Yeah, Hato played well, in my opinion. Is this all like the Bruno Fernandes stuff? Or is it just like Man United clips? Man United are playing decent, man. Oh, that was another thing I wanted to say. There was something from Liam Rossini that he said after the game, like, we were the dominant side. I only remember one chance they had. Yeah, but they took their chance. They took their chance. We didn't take our chances. We hit the woodwork about 3 or 4 times. What do you want to do about that? That is what national team is this? That's Brazil. Take out Enzo, take out Colwell, put Palmer on the right, drop João Pedro in the supporting striker role. We need a goalkeeper, 2 center backs, a really good 8, a left winger, and a striker. That's the core. So if I saw this yesterday, and I actually wanted to respond to this. I think you need to put Esteval here on the right wing because I think he is the right winger of the future. Left wing, Rafael Leao, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. Go get him. He's my left winger. If you're asking me, right, if I'm the sporting director, it's what I would do. Leao on the left, Esteval on the right. At center half, center half's a bit more difficult, but goalkeeper's going to be Mike Penders next season, in my opinion. But if I had to choose one, I would honestly just go get me Diego Costa from Porto, bro. Honestly, just go get me him. That's what I would do. And then at center half, they could have had Mark Gay, bro. But maybe a Bastoni or something. I don't know, man. I mean, they need somebody there. I say Bastoni. I wanted to know what you guys think. But honestly, if I'm filling out this Chelsea squad and I'm the sporting director, Esteval's on the right. I don't know why he isn't there in the first place. Leao on the left. Diego Costa as goalkeeper. And Bastoni at center half. I think that team right there would do some damage. Honestly. Or even if you want to swap João Pedro and Nico Jackson comes back next season, you could do that. But realistically, that's who I would go for. That's what I would do. Esteval is expected to be fit and ready for the World Cup. Hamstring injury could keep Esteval out for 15 to 20 days. Back in May, hoping for a potential FA Cup final with Chelsea. No doubts for the World Cup. Yeah, he'll be ready for the World Cup. It'll be a shame if he doesn't get called up for it, but he absolutely will. Could you imagine how funny this season would be if Tottenham get relegated and Arsenal bottle the league? I know my team's rubbish, but the hater in me needs this. Yeah, bro, honestly, if Arsenal bottle the league and Tottenham get relegated, Chelsea fans will actually have something to celebrate, bro. It's crazy. Champions League winners for the next years as per perplexity. Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester United, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern, Barcelona, Man United. So Man United seems to be the only team that's going to win the Champions League in the next 8 years. English team. I don't believe that. Maybe. Jackson might return to Chelsea and keep his link up with Cole. Bro, they were better when they were playing together. I had a short uploaded, I think it was like 2 or 3 months ago, about the connection that him and Nicholas Jackson had was just different. They played so well off each other and they unlocked each other's abilities. Like it's no surprise that Cole Palmer's like his best season and even last season. It's no surprise that they played so well off each other, and they're near the top in terms of striking partnerships. They're near the top in the Premier League, bro. Like they feed off each other so well, and I'm here for it. Jason Cundy, Wesley Fofana injured his ribs and came back on 10 seconds later after United's goal. John Terry would have never gone down with an injury like that. That unfortunately is the DNA of this team. Who's the leader in there? I'll be real. I do think I mean, it's pretty tricky. Yes, John Terry wouldn't have gone off the pitch. He would have stayed on. He would have got right back up probably and stayed on the pitch. But with the way that the mentality of these players are, it's not surprising, especially him. It's not surprising he's the guy that's not on the pitch. He's the same guy that will throw himself to the ground, look for fouls on counterattacks when they aren't fouls, and he jogs back when they're getting hit on the counter. So I'm not surprised that that Wesley Fofana has this kind of mentality, bro. It's not surprising at all. Summer of 2026. Keep Arsenal. I'll be honest. I wouldn't want Pedro Neto to go to Arsenal. I don't know about that. I think if he's going to get sold in the summer, he's going to get sold abroad. I think Atletico Madrid would be a good spot for him, to be honest. So, Delap, Jorgensen, Gu, Fofana, Garnacho, Badiashile, Tosin, and Disasi. Yeah, I agree with that. But the players we need to keep, I agree with the top line. I agree with the second line. You can make an argument for Robert Sanchez. The third line, or the fourth line, I'm okay with that. I think you need to sell. I'll be honest, bro. I think a lot of these are accurate. The only thing that I would probably change here is I would probably send actually there's not a lot of these players you can really send on loan in the keep area. I think the only thing I would probably do here is I would put, if you're not gonna go get a left winger, and it might be a crazy take, I might keep Tyreek George, bro. That's what I would do. But are they gonna do that? Probably not. Achiampong is a bigger talent than O'Reilly, but we refuse to use him. That's a debate. What I ordered versus what I got. Yeah. That brings me no confidence, man. The dictionary definition of a reverse ferret here. I mean, can we be honest about this? I mean, why are we getting on people for actually seeing the light? Like, people are allowed to own up to, like, oh, well, I was blue in, but now seeing how everything's being ran and just bullshit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change my stance. When facts change, so do opinions, and his opinions clearly changed. What the fuck? Nicholas Jackson makes the players around him better, makes Chelsea play better, might miss chances, but nobody's able to deny his run and link up play help us a lot. Imagine we had him instead of the lap, him and João Pedro. Bro, this is what I'm saying. And I'm gonna pick up my my mic for this. I've been saying this, man. Like, I feel like people are actually like paying attention to what the hell I'm saying here. like I've been saying this for the past 3 months, man. Why did we get rid of Nicholas Jackson to bring in Liam Delap? When you bought Nico Jackson, honestly, for the same money. Like, you bought him for the same amount of money, and you ended up wasting 30 million on a guy that has 2 goals, and now I think he's going on 30 games. Has 1 Premier League goal, I believe, this season, and 1 goal in the Champions League. His best performance was the 3 assist game, I think, against who was it? It wasn't Wrexham. Was it Charlton in the FA Cup? That was the last time. Right? Nicholas Jackson next season, if Liam Delap is still here, I'll be shocked. Nico Jackson absolutely deserves to have a spot in this squad next season, because it's like this guy says here, and it's like I've been saying, he makes the players around him better. He make every striker is going to miss their chances, right? But what he does so well, and like we credit, I'm not saying he's on the same tier as this player. So don't sit there and clip me and say, oh, he thinks he's better than this guy here. What makes Harry Kane so great? The ability to drop in deep, for one. And two, his link up play with his wingers and with his attacking midfielders to actually get in behind these high back lines, these low blocks. Nicholas Jackson was able to hold the ball up and sometimes beat 2 or 3 players and get into the space. And then you saw Chelsea on the counterattack. We were so much more fluid when Nicholas Jackson was up top with us. But could you imagine if João Pedro and Nicholas Jackson played in the same team together? I think that's the perfect balance of a guy that can run in behind, hold the ball up, and you have a technical false nine style forward that can drop in deep, make runs in behind, and is more clinical than a Nicholas Jackson. Yeah, I think that would have been a perfect setup. But you loan him out, and in my opinion, I think it was pressure from externally to get him out of the club because of like the red cards he accumulated towards the end of the season. But at the end of the day, we've seen what this team is now without Nico Jackson. Bring him back. Sell Liam Delap. Sell him back to Ipswich. Sell him back to Ipswich. Freaking kids, bro. Sell him back to Ipswich if they get promoted, honestly. But yeah, I've been saying this, man. I have absolutely been saying this about Nico Jackson, bro. We should have never sent him out on loan. So I'm glad people are starting to really see this shit, dude. Crazy word, bro. What am I following? It says Jesse Derry was training with the first team squad today. Yeah, because our winger position is just horrific. We finally found a Hazard region in football. I mean, honestly, he it just looks like Ryan Cherky like just has fun. That's the treatment he would get, bro. He's predicting that Arsenal still win the league. I'll be honest, bro. If we're going over these fixtures right here, Man City, I think, do have a more difficult run of games, but they're in form right now. They're absolutely flying. So this is what I think could happen to Arsenal. I think they could beat Newcastle, but I can see them losing to Fulham and losing to West Ham away. I can absolutely see that, and then I can see them winning their last 2 games of the season. But that last game of the season is away to Crystal Palace. You don't think Palace would want to spoil the opportunity of Arsenal winning the Premier League in the London Derby? Listen, Selhurst Park may be as active as it's ever been. If Arsenal are on the verge of losing the title and Palace just need to get something out of that game to stop Arsenal, everybody would be a Crystal Palace fan on that day. Everybody. Chelsea have still been outrun by every single Premier League team in every single Premier League game this season. It's crazy, bro. Yeah, so João Pedro is a late call tomorrow versus Brighton, but we'll see. I mean, I feel like João Pedro is thinking about the World Cup. But with the Premier League back tomorrow too, I do want to take a look at the games we have on the fixture list real quick. Before I do get on out of here for the day, I probably will do a video in a little bit, just going over the ridiculousness of where this team is right now. And I'm trying to cook up a video of like what I would do if I became the sporting director at Chelsea Football Club. What moves need to be made, what shirt sponsorships we should be getting, what kind of deals we should be looking for out there in the market in terms of players, in terms of sponsorships, in terms of just getting this team back to where it's supposed to be, right? So I think at some point this week I'll have a video like that uploaded because there's a lot of stuff to talk about. I can jump on my like PS5 and just do like which players I would sell off. I mean, you guys can like let me know if you want to see content like that where I can jump onto my gaming systems too and just go over like what we can do as a club. Like start a career mode with Chelsea and then see what players we could sign, see what players we could rock with, and then like bring it over to the YouTube side of things and just talk about the real life thing about what we need to do in order to get back to the top. But if we're going to touch on match week 33, seems like it's a long one. Well, today you got Palace versus West Ham, and West Ham need the points. Tomorrow, the only game tomorrow is Brighton versus Chelsea. I mean, I haven't really got into the preview for that game because I'm expecting Chelsea to lose this game. My lineup, I think, is going to be pretty much the same cats we saw out there, minus Esteval. I think at the winger position, we are so thin right now. Like the only option we can turn to, unfortunately, is Garnacho and Pedro Neto. But seeing that Jesse Derry is a possibility, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Start him on the left wing. Let's just see something different, right? Like if he's training with the first team, start Jesse Derry tomorrow on the left wing. I don't care because the season's over. Right? Like I don't have much of a preview because honestly, at this point, the games don't really matter unless Chelsea they do win tomorrow and then all of a sudden something turns on, but I just don't see it. And like I'm not going to be doing this two prediction thing where I'm saying my head says this, but my heart says another thing. Like honestly, dude, my gut feeling is that Chelsea loses game like 4-1, dude. But they haven't scored a goal, honestly, in such a long time. Do I see them scoring? I mean, Brighton leave themselves open. They drew against Tottenham, but Chelsea have no attacking spirit right now, bro. There's no ideas. It's all very stagnant. It's not fun to watch, and the players aren't even enjoying it. So I can see Chelsea losing this game by a heavy scoreline tomorrow. What that scoreline is, it can be 3-0, it can be 4-1, or it can be a convincing 2-0 win. The point is here, Chelsea aren't winning tomorrow, and the games and the teams that are below them are going to jump them in the table tomorrow. This is how low this team has sunk. And if you take it into perspective, right, what a loss would do more of, what a loss would actually do. You got Bournemouth on 48 points, level in points with us. We're only above these teams on goal difference right now, right? But if we lose to Brighton tomorrow and Bournemouth win tomorrow, right, we would drop down to 9th. If Everton win, we would drop down to 10th. If Sunderland win, we would drop down to 11th. Like, do you see the severity of the situation? Like, are people starting to truly understand how bad it is right now? We're horrible. We had 9 losses all about. We had 20 wins last season, 9 draws, and 9 losses. We have 9 draws already, and we have 11 losses. We were 29-9 last season, bro. Like in the year that we finished 12th, right? What was that? 23, 20, 22, 23, right? In the year that we finished in that position, right? Man City, Arsenal, Man United, and Newcastle were in the top 4 that season. Liverpool finished 5th. Brighton finished 6th. And where are Chelsea at? They finished with 44 points. It's wild to say that 14th may finish with like 50 points or something, bro. That just shows how much the league is starting to really catch up, I guess, in a sense, but it just shows how far Chelsea have regressed at the same time. But we were winless in the last 4 games of that season. And we could not find the back of the net to save our lives that year. Right? And who got relegated that year? Southampton, Leeds, and Leicester all got relegated that season. That was the season Everton almost got relegated to. Like, we were what? About how many points were we above the relegation zone? We were 10 points above the relegation zone in 22-23. You know, and then you can even go back to the 15-16 season when we were, in my opinion, one of the worst champions of all time in the Premier League. We finished 10th that season, right? I mean, we're looking at the worst seasons that we've had in the Premier League, and there's only been 2 of them. We're on track for a 3rd one now. Like, even the year we won the Champions League, right? 2011, 2012. Like, we finished 6th, which is where we're at now. But at least this team was actually, like, decent, bro. They were good. But they just, you know, it was an unexpected season for them to finish 6th, but their main focus was on Europe that season, and they did what they needed to do. But even then, like, they didn't finish that far behind, like, Arsenal in a sense, but they finished, 25 points behind Manchester United and Man City that season. So you're looking at the worst seasons that we've had. This is going to go down as one of the worst seasons that we've ever had. This will absolutely be one of the worst seasons we've ever had, especially if we lose out. Like, they lose their next 5 games, they're going to drop all the way down to 14th, bro. So, but yeah, my prediction for tomorrow, man, I think it's going to be the same lineup, except Esteban won't be on the wing. It's going to probably be Pedro Neto on the right. You probably will see Garnacho on the left, even though I prefer to see Jesse Derry on the left, because Garnacho is just not good enough, bro. And I'd rather see something different. If the season's already lost, I'd rather see something different, bro. But I do got Brighton winning this game, honestly. I just think we're in the mud, bro. We're in the mud. We're terrible. And I think we're going to lose this game, honestly, 3-0. I see a 3-0 scoreline for Brighton. The Amex is going to be up for it. Chelsea are in the mud. Chelsea are in the gutter. It is what it is. I mean, Arsenal, again, I'm going to say this. You got to find a win somewhere. Otherwise, Man City will jump you. And Man City will jump you guys, honestly. Arsenal, bro, I mean, I'm asking this to Arsenal fans specifically, right? It's like, do you guys want Arteta to walk, or do you prefer the club sack him if you guys don't win the Premier League? I know it's kind of like I know it's the same question in a sense, but I'm asking, do Arsenal sack Arteta, or does he leave? Or does he walk away? And I've been saying this, honestly, for the longest time now, since I've really started this YouTube, is that if he doesn't get it done this season, he has to walk away. I don't think Arsenal need to sack him, but out of respect for himself, he's taken this Arsenal team as far as he could. He gets you 90% there, and the other 10%, he can't do it. I saw Eunice's video yesterday about how they're bottling it, and he brought up, if this Arsenal team had Luis Enrique as manager, the league would have been wrapped up already. Honestly. if you have like Vincent Company with this Arsenal team, I truly do believe that they would have got this over the line already, bro. Like, you get any kind of just elite manager in there, this Arsenal team would have won the Premier League already. And I hate saying that. Check out the beanie, bro. I hate saying that, but it's just the truth. If they had a more competent manager, an elite manager, they would have won the league by now. They would have won the league in any of those other years. They finished second if Arteta is not manager. That's just the truth. So Arsenal fans, let me know if I'm right or wrong on that. I would appreciate that because I want to hear from the Arsenal perspective on what you guys are feeling and what you guys want to do, right? I think Arteta needs to walk away, but there's probably some Arsenal fans who are saying that he needs to get sacked tonight, right? But we'll see, man. We will absolutely see. So I'm gonna probably get on out of here. You know, I had a pretty nice stream, pretty decent stream, nice engagement, nice time talking to y'all. I'm doing a lot better than I was yesterday. It really over the past few days, just a lot of stuff has been going on outside of this, and I just needed to take some time, really gather my thoughts, gather my mental, because the most important thing out here, man, is that everyone takes care of their mental health, and that's what we're all looking to do as we keep on living in this reality show we call life. So, yeah, man, I'm gonna get on out of here. My laptop's essentially almost dead. I had to put the charge on it, but I probably will have shorts uploaded today. I probably will start working on that video about what Chelsea need to do to actually fix things. And yeah, man, I'm gonna get on out of here. I appreciate the love and support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care of yourself. Stay happy. Stay healthy. All